Hi everybody, happy November and welcome to another tarot reading. This one is for November 2019. It's almost the end of the year and I'm super excited. Today is brought to you by Green Lamp Light. I will change the color. You can't really see, it's just kind of a faint glow, but just trying to set the mood. I felt like green was a good color to pick for today. So I just want to hear a message that everybody needs to hear this month. Something that will help you get a boost in your new dreams that are coming to life. I find that this time of year is very inspiring for creative activities and for starting new projects and for just evolving your appreciation for everyday life. So give me one card, please. Card. Ooh. First card. Okay, we're gonna draw 3 today. One for where we're coming from, one for where we are now, and one for the future, what's to come. Oops. Okay, we got our now card. And what's coming later? What can we expect going into 2020 if we stay on this path towards good and enlightenment and love and creation? Ooh. Okay. Great. So I was using my my White Rider Tarot today. Bam. 6 of Cups. So I interpret this as we're coming from a place where we were given a lot. Like in this, we have a child in a garden helping giving another child flowers, and I think it's also being able to revere the natural around you and be able to make something creative out of it, and you can live beyond your means if you're able to just like get down to the basics. So a lot of us are trying to get down to the basics of what we used to be as a child. And let's see how else we can expand upon this. This is an intuitive read, by the way, so I'm just kind of going with my mind here. Children in an old garden fill their cups with flowers. Memories and the past, reflecting on childhood enjoyment, but rather from the past things that have vanished. Right, so, okay. In this, we're coming from a place where we're looking at our old memories, where we have recently been in the past, how we became who we are from the events that transpired, and we're really getting rid of things that don't have true value and meaning and being discerning about that. And instead, we're going to be able to give our gifts using our good memories and what we really enjoyed doing today. So today we are in a 2 of Pentacles. It looks like a balancing act, except the scales kind of are tipped down, so it's like we're aware of how memory can be like such a powerful tool into guiding us to our future and to the good, but there's also, especially in this retrograde, things holding us back or pulling us back in, and it's not just a straight path, it's very wavy, and water is the spirit world, so it's not just like a balancing act in the things we have to do on a day-to-day, but in our emotions and the way we are feeling. Once we start digging into our memories and trying to sort those out, old emotions come up, and so while we are balancing that, it's going to be feeling a little rocky. So a card of recreation, connections, subject of the design, read news and messages, obstacles, agitation, trouble. Okay, so this could also be like following your intuition versus going with how other people see you fit to be in a certain role instead of like creating one yourself. So I feel like a lot of us want to break out into our own characters, but it's still very hard. Like, we're letting go of old influences that are just like pulling us back into being in our shells instead of being open and just ready for that next new thing. We keep looking behind us when like the ship has sailed in a certain sense, or like we're looking forward actually. But there's still ships coming in from behind us and we get to see them as we're moving forward. But sometimes it takes like clearing that space so that you can actually see what was buried underneath. It's like digging for treasure or something. So if we keep doing that and we stay on a path of really what it is being true to yourself and validating your child within and your needs, and you keep moving forward and reviewing your memories and hopefully like seeing the good out of all of them and changing that, you're gonna go into the 7 of Wands energy. And 7 of Wands looks like there's a lot of different things to choose from. There's a lot of energy you'll be working with, and it might get a little stressful, you know, because like some of your wands, some of the good things you've learned are across the river, but other things are still there on Earth. So, or on your old life, basically. So let's see. Wands. 7 of Wands. 6 Tazaries towards purple. It is card of failure. 6 are attacking one who has, however, advantage position. On the intellectual plane, it signifies discussion, wordly strife, and business negotiations, war of trade, barter, competition. It's a card of success for the captain on top of his enemies may be unable to reach him. Perplexement, embarrassments, and anxiety. Wow. There has been a lot of anxiety in the air lately, and I think as we see all these things that are battling us, and we can stay in our place and defend our truth, because I think a lot of the times we're being tested to stand in our truth and stand in the things we believe in, and if we are tested and that test fails, we have to wonder why. Like, were we not pushing hard enough for what we believe in? If so, do I truly like need this in my life, or believe it to be something that I want to be connected with, or that I am? And so I think this card has a lot to like looking back, you know, and finding out the core of who you are and just holding on to that and looking at the other things that just aren't part of you and getting rid of them. Like, it's a war of all the things that want to use you for your energy, but that you don't want to actually control you. And subconsciously, we might be battling this, and it takes courage to be able to look at your life in the future and what's really mattering and what is holding you back from feeling your best and feeling alive. So yeah, your 3 cards. I think this was a beautiful reading. Thank you for joining me on another tarot reading, and we'll have more of these in the future. See you later.